Wait.
Our new elf has a cigarette in his mouth.
That's Snoop on a stoop. Hey, Wendy, can you read this?
Mike Hoochie's Harry.
A little louder.
Mike Hoochie's Harry.
Can you?
What is? Why? Mike Hoochie's Harry. Mike Hoochie's Harry. Mike Hoochie's Harry. What the hell is your problem? Mike.
Read
I'm
it.
reading it. Mike Hoochie's Harry. Mike Hoochie's Harry.
Is
I
it?
don't get it.
Is it really?
Mike Hoochie's Harry. What the hell? Mike. What?
What does it say, Mike?
I'm laughing at him. I don't understand why it's so funny.
Just read this.
Mike.
What does it say?
It says Mike Hoochie's Harry. Mike Hoochie's Harry. What?
I'll say. It's not funny to you?
What? I don't understand.
It's not funny to you?
No. Mike Hoochie's Harry. Mike Hoochie's Harry.
For the last 2 years, I've been bringing Shabbat dinner to Holocaust survivors in New York. Today, I am visiting 8 survivors. 1/3 of US-based Holocaust survivors live below the poverty line and are often food insecure. I want to introduce you to someone that I've been visiting for years. Her name is Zahava, and she's a 92-year-old survivor from Hungary. When Zahava was 14, her and her entire family were taken to Auschwitz. This is the last surviving photo of them. Every single person in this photo was murdered, except for the 2 girls in the front row, Zahava and her sister. Zahava and her sister were put into forced labor and survived. In 1945, they were taken on a death march, and they were liberated by Soviet troops. They went back to their home in Hungary to find that Nazis were living in it and their entire family had been murdered. Zahava asked me to share her story so that everyone would know what they did to her family. Zahava went on to write 2 books about her story and become a librarian in the New York Public Library. She married a wonderful man and had 2 kids and grandkids. I asked her how she was able to survive, and she said, "You don't survive, but you find a way to live." She walked me out, and we made a plan for next week.
Was doing some research on them after seeing them in our local park and hearing about them in school. While researching them, she realized there's a non-toxic solution you can make at home that can effectively kill the spotted lantern bug. She proceeded to make a mixture which was made up of water, apple cider vinegar, and a little Dawn dish soap. She then discovered multiple infested trees on our street and decided to give the solution a try by spraying them on the trees and the actual bug. She was not only doing something amazing for our environment, she was doing something that made her feel like a hero. Our neighbor across the street saw my sister spraying the trees with the solution and didn't know what she was doing. Usually, if you see a child that you know doing something that might not be good, you'll walk up to them or ask their parents to tell them and let them know what's going on. First of all, she wasn't on his property. And second of all, he knows us. We're his neighbor, and it's not like there's numerous other Black families on our street. It's not only racist what he did, but it was extremely traumatic for my sister. She sees all these other Black children and adults, on the news being killed by police officers for doing nothing wrong. So when this call rolled up beside her, she was immediately frightened because she did nothing wrong. No kid should have to be stared in their own town on their own street. To my sister was extremely offensive, traumatic, and scarring towards my family. I can confidently assure you guys she will never forget this.
Our neighbor called the police and reported there's a little Black woman walking, spraying stuff on the sidewalks and trees. I don't know what the hell she's doing. It scares me though, and included that she was wearing a hoodie. It is sickening and scary to hear my neighbor use triggering words that have resulted in the death of too many Black and brown children and adults at the hands of the police.
How many lanternflies do you think you captured or killed? Did you count them at all? No, a lot, I think. And you used vinegar and apple cider vinegar and soap? And where did you find that out? Where did you find the recipe? On TikTok.
Thank you both for stepping up here. I know this is a difficult issue for many. I just want you to both know you have governing body support we can do to help make you feel comfortable.
Shoot. Watch out for the puddle. Oh gosh. Ow. Oh my gosh. Oh, why won't it stop? Three, two, one. Oh my gosh. Shoot. Hi, doggy. Hi, the big boy.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. They're all locked. Oh my. Uh-oh. Oh. 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 Oh.
We were sitting around one day, we were shooting the scene, and there was this porn video that was going around called Two Chicks, One Cup. We were sitting around a table, and the guys started texting it to each other and watching it and laughing. Then they started saying, "Oh, Callie, that looks like you. That's you." Every one of them individually was a friend, but they became a wolf pack immediately. And I'm looking around, I'm the only girl. And I was like, no, seriously, knock it off. I don't like being called a shit-eating whore. And they doubled down. And one of the people at that table at the time was a very, very close friend. I was looking over going, he's got the most power of anybody in this room. All he's got to do is say, hey, leave her alone. That's all it would have taken. Like, no grandstanding, no fist fights, no nothing. Producers, directors, first ADs, all standing around, all seeing this, all hearing this. It was a moment, and this happens as a woman walking through the world when all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm way more vulnerable than I realized I was.
Need to get a green eye and green screen it? That is a genius idea. I actually think I have a green eyeball, so let's go get it. We have made it to my collection of eyeballs, and here is my green eye. Now let's put this thing in and see what it looks like. I don't know how to do a green screen, so somebody please green screen my eyeball and put something crazy on it. So Twitter's new system of a blue check for $8 allowed me to impersonate Tesla for like 6 or 7 hours today. Yes, it was really me that did that. This is what the account looked like when I switched it over. And this is what the account looked like when I got locked out of it. So I'll go through a play-by-play of the entire day and how I went from having this account to now being banned. Obviously, at first I had no followers. I was just retweeting it from my other account and like sending it to friends hoping they would retweet it. But then Ken Klippenstein retweeted it, and he has a bunch of fucking followers. Shout out to Ken. Then we were off to the races. Started off light. I said, this is a parody account. You can pause to read these. I guess I won't read all of them. Appreciation post for our amazing founders. Our analysis engineers simulate hundreds of impact scenarios before ever killing a child in real life. And then it's a video of an actual safety video of Tesla running over a child-sized dummy that it didn't detect with its system. Breaking, a second Tesla has hit the World Trade Center. Then midway through, while I was doing this, Elon tweeted this. Going forward, accounts engaged in parody must include parody in their name, not just in the bio. The only problem with that is Elon literally disabled the ability to change your display name once you're verified. The same thing happened to Doja Cat yesterday. Her name was stuck as Christmas. But I was like, fuck it. I just kept on tweeting. Honestly, the 53% drop in stock price doesn't faze us. If there's anyone who knows about crashing, it's us. That 53% is referring to the amount that Tesla stock has gone down in the last year. Honestly, there were too many tweets to read every single one of them on here, but here's another one. You may have thought we just build cars that catch on fire, but we also build solar panels that catch on fire too. We will be offering 10,000 vehicles to support the Ukrainian military. Our cars are the most advanced explosive devices on the market. Meanwhile, people were tweeting at me like, yo, put parody in your name so you don't get taken down. But I knew it was too late, so I was like, I'm gonna ride this till it combusts like a Tesla battery. Oh, I guess here's more proof that it was actually me. This is the account section on the side. Also, if you go to the account, it's still technically up. I'm just locked out. I'm one of the people that the account follows. Then people started tweeting screenshots of it. So many screenshots. Then I was in the middle of trying to write another tweet and my Twitter app froze and then I was locked out of the account. So this is me looking at the account from my other account. Oh yeah, I forgot about this tweet. Everyone's talking about Twitter going up in flames, but our cars did that before it was cool. Breaking, the Tesla bot just learned how to be racist. Do any of Elon's children want to tweet from this account for the day? Let me know. Okay, and then my manager texted me and there was a Snopes article written about me. Verified Tesla parody Twitter account trolls Elon Musk for $8.
So I've been talking to laid off Twitter workers all day and reading the fine print, and I discovered that Elon Musk, I think, is in worse legal trouble than I even thought yesterday. And here's why. Because when he signed the agreement to buy Twitter, you know, that agreement that he tried to wiggle out of, and oops, just as he was about to go to trial, he realized he couldn't because his signature on a contract is just as legally binding as anybody else's, even though he's the richest man in the world. Yeah, that agreement. Well, way down buried in that agreement is some fine print, which I read because that's what I do for a living. I read the fine print. And it says that he promised that workers who were laid off after he bought the company would get the same compensation and benefits that workers got before he bought the company. So then I had to find out, well, what did they get before? And here's what I found out. They got 2 months severance. And in addition, they got their bonuses prorated, and they got their stock option vesting moved up. So in English, what does that mean? Tech workers, a big part of their deal is always stock options. And that could be worth $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 or more. So it's a super important part of their compensation. And guess what? He's not offering that now. That puts him in violation of the agreement. That means that the workers have rights. Oh, that's my Wonder Woman picture from the country of Oman. That's another story, but here I am in my home office. So that means those workers have rights because they're third-party beneficiaries under that contract, which means they were intended to get the benefit of that contract, so they have rights. So I've been talking to tweeps all day long. Happy to continue to talk to you. Reach out to me. We're putting together a case against Elon, and I think it's going to be a good one. Stand up for your rights, folks.
Bitch, why you shut your pussy not the asshole? Harry Potter. She like, why you bring that up? You an asshole. Harry Potter. Try to go through my phone, ain't know the passcode. Harry Potter. Dumb bitch. It's my birthday. Harry Potter. You would've knew that if you loved me in the first place. Harry Potter. You don't even love yourself. No, you don't. Then why you using all them filters then? You thought you was off the hook. Now I'm about to reel you in. Ugly bitch. Bitch, you been caught. You not the catch. Ugly bitch. This bitch a dog. She far-fetched. You look like my
I've been locked in my room like solitary confinement for 3 weeks. I think it's time for some human interaction. Where do you think you're going? I mean, I just figured I could use some human interaction. Oh yeah, and you just forgot that I existed. I mean, I was just hoping that you forgot that I existed. Come here, let me show you something. Hey, buddy, how you doing? You stay away from me with all that anxiety-free happiness. What? People just laugh and smile like that? Anyone that happy is up to something.